Welcome to Boxing in Your Face. My name is Joe Cortez, international boxing referee from Las Vegas, Nevada. I want to talk to the referees a little bit about the safety of the fighters in the ring. You know, I've talked about that here and there, but I want to bring us a refresher course to the referees. You know, when I go to the venue to referee my fights, I try to get all my referees together: Tony Weiss, Kenny Bayless, Jay Nady, Robert Bird, Russell Mora, and Vic Drakulich. And we get all the referees together and we try to discuss different scenarios that may occur that night in the ring. We know about the headbutts, intentional headbutt when the fighter goes down. If he gets hit while he's on the canvas, low blows, rabbit punches, kitty punches. Anything that can happen is illegal, especially when there's a fighter who's taking punishment. You want to sell your call. You want to go into that corner, into that neutral corner in between rounds and talk to the fighter and see and evaluate his condition. You may want to call in the ringside doctor if he's taking that much punishment. Just a precautionary measures. You want to have a doctor in there. When you call in the ringside doctor and you yourself in that corner, you're showing that there is some concern about this fighter receiving punishment. Sometimes what happens is that fighters really don't never want to quit. You can ask them, how do you feel? They're going to say, okay. But you know, any fighter who gets knocked down and he gets up, how you feeling? You're okay? They say, okay. I like to always maybe take a couple of steps forward to make sure that the equilibrium is right, that they're not on a concussive episode. Some fighters, they're really out of it. You can look in their eyes. People say, what is it you look for? Well, you look for the muscle tone. You tell them, bring your hands up, and they can't bring their hands up. Something is wrong there. And if you look into their eyes and they have that glazy look, you know that they don't know where they're at, just wave it off. If a fighter gets knocked down twice, okay, he's getting beat the first round, the second round, the third round, gets knocked down in the fourth, gets knocked down again in the fifth. He goes down again in the fifth. I mean, he's been down already 3 times, he loses every round. What's the use of you prolonging that contest? He's going to get hurt. He's taking a beating. Why don't you just wave it off? When he goes down a second time, if you start a count, that means your intention is to let the fight continue. So the best thing to do, if you know in your mind, he's gone down twice, you're already in your brain, your memory bank, you keep it in your head, he's taking a little too much, I'm just waiting for the right opportunity to stop this fight. You've already called in the ringside doctor, you've been in the corner to evaluate his condition, stop the damn fight. Don't let it continue. I hate to see fighters taking punishment that's uncalled for. I treat fighters like they're my sons. Honestly, I do. I care for them. And you know what? I don't care if he's black, white, Hispanic, doesn't make any difference. Asian, doesn't make, I don't care what you are. You are my fighter. You're 2 fighters. They're in my heart that night. I care for them. I have compassion for fighters. And I want to make sure that they can come back another day. I don't care if the fans want to boo me and cuss me out. Fine. I'm there to do my job, and that's it, to take care of my fighters. I want to see them come back another. This is a sport. This is not a sport to kill somebody. It's a sport, you win, you win. You lose, you lose. But let's not let the fighters take too much punishment. So I tell referees, go to your local gyms, move around with the amateur fighters, practice your ring mechanics, keep yourself tuned up. So when you go do your fights, you're ready and prepared to take action. But get together with your colleagues that same night. Talk about different scenarios that may occur. And then you say, okay, you know what? If a fighter's taking too much punishment, I'm going to go into that corner during the rest period and check out his condition. However, you know, the doctor may tell you, Joe, he looks okay, but watch him close. Well, by the doctor telling you that, I mean, he's saying something that maybe light up a little light in your head and say, you know, let me start thinking a little bit more about maybe stopping this fight. Or maybe I'll do a reverse. I'll tell the doctor, when I call in the doctor, I'll tell the doctor, hey, doc, check him out. I want you to evaluate him, but I think he's taking a little too much. And what you're telling the doctor is, you know, he's taking a little too much. Maybe the doctor will tell you, well, Joe, stop the fight. The doctors tell you stop the fight, you stop it. You know, it's better off, the fighter is better off, he can come back another day. The heat is off for you, the heat is off, especially that poor fighter who's taking too much punishment. You don't want to let him get hurt seriously. Again, this is a sport. This is not a place to a ring, your domain. As a referee, this is your domain. You don't want nobody get injured on your watch. And the other thing I say about trainers is, if your fighter gets hurt in the gym, please, you know, have some compassion for your fighter. If you know he got hurt, he has a fight coming up in 3, 4, or 5 days, or a week later, he got knocked out in the gym, don't let him fight, because there's injury there. A fighter gets knocked out, it's like a switch. It goes on and off. He gets knocked out. He says, "Oh, I feel okay," but he has to have a CAT scan done. That's why fighters here in the state of Nevada and in most states receive a knockout or taking too much punishment. They send him to the hospital. It's automatic. You go to the hospital for a CAT scan. They want to make sure you're okay. So same thing happens in the gym. If he gets knocked out in the gym, what you do? Not send him to the hospital? The same kind of knockout, you know. If something happens to that poor fighter, you know, it's on you. And on that fighter and on the family. You know, it's uncalled for. Just for a paycheck, it's not worth it. Safety comes first. Guys, with that said, take care. Talk to you next week.